$60,000 could brighten up anyone's day, don't you think?
Yeah, I wish your father was here, and then we could say thank you very much to him for the money.
Yes, but if he was here, then we wouldn't have the money.
Well, I know, but you know what I mean? It's because of him we can get married in the summer.
Yes, so my father contributed to a very worthwhile cause. I know he'd be pleased.
Uh-oh.
What?
There goes the sunshine.
Well, no one's forcing us to read it.
Very true. I suppose somebody put it there deliberately because they knew we were coming in.
Well, I know we have reason to be paranoid, but let's not go overboard.
Very true. Can't bear the suspense. You read it.
Okay. Let's see who Mr. Carlin is slinging mud at today, shall we?
All right, there you are.
So you're a reporter, eh?
Mm-hmm. From the Port Charles Herald.
What brings you to L'Orléans, Monsieur Carlin?
I have friends who speak very highly of this town.
Do they? It's hard to believe they recommend you to visit L'Orléans this time of the year. We don't have very many tourists until summertime.
Oh, I'm not exactly a tourist.
Oh, well, we'll hardly have newspapermen staying with us. Nothing ever happened in Orléans.
It's not what I hear.
Do you know something I don't know?
I expect to before long.
What's that?
I'm just interested in finding out everything I can about L'Orléans.
Well, it's an unique spot, all right. I hope you have time to do a little exploring.
I'm counting on it.
Are you here on business or pleasure?
Oh, this is definitely a business trip. However, I expect to derive a great deal of pleasure from it.
Well, I don't know what good thing is going on for the two of you, but you'd better bottle it and sell it, because you're going to clean up.
Oh, what price, love?
Oh, excuse me, you'll have to forgive her, Ruby. She's had one good break too many, I'm afraid.
Well, for a change, I might add.
Oh, yes, and it's pushed her right over the edge. Pretty pathetic, isn't it? Seeing this grown woman reduced to terminal giddiness.
I love it, I love it. What's the occasion?
Oh, pull up a chair, please. I thought you'd never ask.
And if you hadn't asked in 10 seconds, I believe that she would have volunteered the information.
Now, what is so wonderful?
Well, it is my great and deepest pleasure to announce the fact that it is a big possibility, in fact, a likelihood, that Anna Devane and Duke Lavery will be married in the summer.
How terrific! Congratulations.
We're pretty happy about it ourselves,
Yes, we
in
certainly
case you
are.
hadn't noticed.
I tell you, it's the best news I've heard for weeks.
Yes. It's a shame they don't print that in the Herald instead of all the rubbish they write about us.
Oh, come on, we don't want them to bring that information in the Herald. Why add fuel to Carlin's fire, especially as it appears to be dying out?
Yeah, well, I was getting sick and tired of being watched, I can tell you that.
Ruby, you overhear so many conversations. Do you think people have really forgotten Carlin's stories?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, before all they could do was talk about you. Now they don't even mention your name.
And that's the way we want it.
Yeah, I'd be happy to remain anonymous, at least until my parole is up.
Yes. Well, we're going to be late. Ready?
Yeah, we should. Oh, let me pay.
Oh, thank you. I'll keep my fingers crossed for
thank you.
you. Okay.
Look out, a nice frock for the wedding.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good to see you like this. Well.
Morning.
Hi there. You just missed Duke and Anna.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's new with them?
Well, I don't think I've ever seen them quite so happy.
Really? Any idea why they're in such good spirits?
Well, Anna was just bubbling over about the wedding. It seems they've set the date for this summer.
That soon?
Mm-hmm. If things continue to go as well, they've really turned their lives around.
But I thought that Anna and Duke weren't out of the woods yet. I mean, I thought that they were still concerned over those articles in the paper.
Well, I think that's yesterday's news, that reporter, whatever his name
Mark
was.
Carlin.
Yeah, of course you'd remember it. He worked out on you, too. Well, he seems to have let up, and naturally they're thrilled about it.
Oh, I imagine they would be.
I'm sure you are, too. Listen, enough of this. I gotta get in the kitchen and do some work. I'll be back in a moment to get your order.
Thank you. Is this the Herald? Yes, Mark Carlin, please. Oh, he's out of town. No. No message. I know where to reach him. Thank you.
How's the room?
Oh, just fine.
Can I get you anything?
I could use a little information.
Oh, you came to the right place. I know everything that there is to know in Lorleans.
Yeah? Quiet? Is this a quiet town?
Very quiet. People keep to themselves here. Like I say, nothing ever happens here.
Well, I wouldn't exactly call Angus Mackay nothing.
Oh, I should have known. That's what you were here on business for.
Yes. Well, stories like Angus's don't come along every day.
They don't in Orleans, that's for sure. Hearing that Angus was a heavy mob, it just shook its down up. The locals, they haven't gotten over it yet.
What else can you tell me about him?
Nothing you haven't already read in the newspaper.
Any family?
He was married for a short spell, and he and his wife lived a very quiet life. We rarely saw them.
Any children?
Yeah, they gave birth to a daughter. The baby's mother died that day. I understand that Angus was heartbroken. Well, after that, he disappeared.
So you never got close to the family, huh?
Oh, nobody ever did. The Mackay were very secretive. Now we know why. Huh? Yeah.
Is their house still standing?
Sure. Houses last longer here than people.
Could you possibly give me directions on how to get there?
Sure.
I'd like to have a look around.
I'll write them down for you, okay?
Does anyone still live there?
Yes, Angus' sister, Janet.
What's she like?
Just like a brother. As secretive as they come. It runs in the family. Good luck if you try to get answer from Janet Mackay.
Well, getting answers out of people is what I do best. My job depends on it.
Good luck.
Something tells me that uncovering this little secret is going to promote me right to the top.
There. 7 more weeks and you're off parole.
You don't have to mark it in the calendar. You know, the date is firmly printed in my mind.
I'm going to add up all the money we have and see how much more we need to get to $100,000.
$14,975.38.
Come on. Oh, well, with the money that you've inherited and the cash that you've saved, probably be another 15,000, around that.
My goodness. You have a head for figures.
Well, I do when it's something as important as my wedding date. Now I'm going to project the income against expenses to determine whether or not we could get married in the summer, if it's realistic or not.
You can.
We can.
I never doubted it.
It's going to be a bit tight for money, but we could have a summer wedding. I'm so excited.
So am I.
I want this wedding to be the best ever. I just want it to be gorgeous.
Well, with you as the bride, how could it possibly be anything else?
Yes, true. I'm going to have to decide what I'm going to wear.
Well, white, of course, from head to toe. Why not?
White? Our relationship's hardly been conventional up to now.
Well, I don't care what anyone else says. I am the one who's going to marry you.
And I'm awfully glad that you are.
I have this vision of you just dressed in white and you're floating towards me very, very slowly.
Sound like a ghost. I'll probably be nervous though and I'll trip over.
Well, not nervous as in second thoughts, I hope.
No. Nervous because my dreams are coming true. We've come such a long way, haven't we?
Yep. Step after difficult step.
It's going to be easy now. Nothing can stop us.
Mr. Carlin, you're from Port Charles.
That's right.
Then I take it you know Duke and Camellia.
Very well.
They're all right, aren't they?
Oh, fine.
Ah. What brings you to Lorleans?
I'm a reporter for the Port Charles Herald. But I don't bite.
What do you want?
Answers to a few questions.
I'm afraid I don't have any for you.
Oh, now, surely you can tell me about Duke and Camellia. Or perhaps about your late brother, Angus?
Like what?
When did Angus first learn that he had a son?
Why don't you ask Duke?
Why did Camellia leave the convent?
That, Mr. Carlin, is her business, not yours.
Well, it may have a great deal to do with my story.
Your story?
Sure. You read the papers, don't you? Now, surely you must know that your brother had connections with the underworld. Angus Mackay was a mob chieftain. He ran in some heavy-duty circles. I mean, they didn't throw him in jail for bouncing a couple of checks.
Angus was a good man.
I'll tell that to the people he victimized.
You don't understand anything.
Well, then please enlighten me.
My brother had reasons for what he was doing. He never...
Angus never what? Did you see your brother when he was in prison? Was he an unhappy man?
Please leave.
I mean, he must have been, right? I mean, he killed himself. I mean, what would make a mobster like him take his own life? Was it fear? Was there some sort of deal?
Get out.
All right, I'll leave. But you're not going to get rid of me that easily. I intend to stay in Lorleans until I have put this little puzzle together. And let the pieces fall where they may.
Are we home?
Well, might be somebody else wanting to give you money.
Oh. So we're home.
Yeah, I think so. We get an answering machine.
Hello? Oh, Janet. That's a nice surprise. What's the matter?
I'm so confused. I wasn't even sure I should call, but I didn't want you to worry, but I did think you should know.
Know what, Janet?
Not only are you the head of the family now, but this may well affect you directly.
Tell me what's happened.
I had a visitor a short time ago. He's a reporter from Port Charles.
Mark Carlin.
Yes. Have you spoken to him?
As little as I possibly could. I'd advise you to do the same.
He's very persistent.
I know.
He asked all sorts of questions about you and Camellia and Angus.
Don't worry, Janet. Carlin can't hurt us, and Camellia and I will be fine.
Well, I hope so.
Well, thank you for calling, Janet. It's nice hearing from you. Carlin's been snooping around Lorleans. Why can't he just leave us in peace?
Why don't we just let Carlin's curiosity run its course?
I will not be jerked about by some publicity-seeking hag.
What can you possibly find out in Lorleans? I was there. I couldn't find out anything. He won't find out about the secret. Hi.
Well, what happened to the happiest woman alive?
Duke and I had some disturbing news, that's all.
Anything I can do to help?
Yeah. Want any soup?
As a matter of fact, I've got some vegetable soup.
2 to go, please. There's no food at home, and I think Duke should have something.
Okay, coming right up.
Amelia. Oh, Anna, hi. How are you? Yeah.
You
I felt better. What's the problem? Mark Carlin.
Was he up to his old tricks again?
This time he's in Lorleans. What? You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Me? Why should I know?
Well, it's just that in all his articles he mentions having a source. Is it you?
Of course not. How could you even think that?
Well, who else knows about Lorleans?
Why would I help that reporter? I mean, he's just attacked me, too.
I know that.
Well, if be like slitting my own throat. Besides, I would never do anything to hurt you and Duke.
Well, I'm beginning to wonder.
All I want is the best for you and Duke. I'm really hurt that you suspect me of being so cruel.
You know these articles by Mark Carlin? They generated an awful lot of public interest. And bad press like that could delay a wedding.
Are you suggesting that I want to delay your wedding?
Well, you tell me. You're trying to stop me from marrying Duke, is that it?
I've done everything I can to help you. I even offered Duke my inheritance so he could marry you sooner.
What?
I don't want to break the two of you up.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just under a lot of pressure.
That's all right. No, I understand. I would have done the same thing if I were you, with walls coming down like that.
It's just that I want to marry Duke. I really do, and I want to marry him now, but we just don't have the money.
What?
Do you think you'd maybe be willing to lend us the money that you inherited from your father? I mean, it would just be until we got married, and just alone. If we don't get married now, I don't think we're ever going to do it.
Anna, I would be only too willing to lend you my inheritance if I still had it.
What do you mean?
Well, when I don't need that kind of money, and when Duke refused my offer, I gave it away to the convent. I don't have anything left.
Huh. I think it's plan B.
I'm so sorry. I feel awful about this.
No, not half as bad as I do. How am I going to find $15,000? Fast.
Fine, thanks. Is Mother Superior there? Yes, I'll hold. Hello. Yes, it's wonderful to hear your voice, too. I just called to tell you that, well, I've recently come into a very large sum of money, and I'd like to donate it to the convent. No, you're very welcome. It's the least I could do. I'll put the check in the mail tonight. You might ask that masses be said for the memory of Father. The family would appreciate that.
The soup of rubies really hit the spot. Aren't you ready for yours? What put the smile back in your face?
Promise you won't be angry.
Why should something that makes you happy make me angry?
Well, I'm thinking of ways that we could, like, raise $15,000 so we can be married. And I think I found it.
Where?
That was Sean on the phone. And he said that we could borrow it from him. Isn't that wonderful? I mean, if we accept, then we could be married right now. We could get it all over with, like, while we can.
You make it sound as if marrying me is some kind of an ordeal.
I just feel if we don't do it now, we never will.
Yes, but not this evening, Anne. I mean, what would our friends think?
They wouldn't mind if they knew how anxious I was. Oh.
Come on, Anna, what happened to the plan we made? I would come to you as a free man. Remember, that hasn't changed.
I'm scared.
Isn't our love strong enough to overcome your fear? Why don't we wait until I talk to my parole officer? Now that the Herald have retracted the story about me starting the fight with Mark Carlin, well, they might just be willing to shorten my parole and we can get married.
How long do you think it would take them to decide?
I don't know. It's impossible to say. I mean, they may not shorten my parole, but I think it's worth a shot, don't you?
Yeah. It's the only way.
It is. And please believe me, don't worry. We've come through too much to let anyone or anything come between us now.